when we're talking about anybody spiritually related or a spiritual leader or religious or whatever, I think the problem that I always run into is we're always learning new stuff, right? So my philosophy is an ever evolving philosophy. That's not going to change, because the second that changes, if the world ever slows down or just stops, that would be okay. Maybe we'll talk about it. But uh, as time goes on, we're constantly learning new things, new takes. So this idea that there's some eternal, like, I think people get lost in the eternal truth thing. I think they think that, oh, this is true 3,000 years ago and it's true now. And that there is nuggets of truth that are like that, like from philosophy, whether it's Socratic method or Platonic thinking or whatever. There are things within that, yes, they still ring true to this day. But how do we know that that's going to ring true 1,000 years from now? How do we know all those ancient thinkers that we identify with are going to be ringing true with the five next generations because we discovered something new or whatever? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's the problem I have with a lot of this stuff, is these people dig their heels in on a certain person or topic, and then they're not willing to budge or think more deeply. Like, if he was the end all be all, he'd be the end all be all. But we're still here. We're still learning. We're still figuring things out.
I think you really cleared it up there because it gets to the point of like, why are you engaging with these ideas? And often fear motivates people, and it motivates them in all these different ways. And they fear, when you have this a sort of overwhelming fear of something, you want certainty. You want to. That's where the need for certainty comes in. Is often I'm kind of skipping steps, but the root of it all is you're going through something and you need certainty, and so you turn to these things for certainty. When and anyone you turn to, and any time you use that attitude, you're asking for trouble, because you want to dig the heels in because you're afraid of something, and you have to sort of settle down, and you shouldn't. It's really dangerous to approach spirituality through that fear, through the lens of fear. And I think that's often what happens. And there's all sorts of glowing beacons like Steiner that people will welcome you in and say, we have all these answers. And when your attitude is one of curiosity and open-endedness, you don't run into that problem, and you can walk into the Steiner circle and you can walk out of it. You can walk into an atheist circle and you can walk out of it. And I think that's, to me, what clears it up, is that you have to have the right attitude to any of these things.